Alright, so hey guys again. So this is the 10 minutes speaking. Let's start it. Our brain constantly changes. Every second is changing, every spirit is changing. If I pull your brain up your head, if I did some brain surgery on you right now with a wand and hold your brain in my hand, it's not going to do anything. I can look at it all day long. You did nothing in your body will function. No no chance activation. Nothing will happen, no chances to switch on. But the fact that you are alive and haven't done that, the only reason your brain and genes are doing anything is because of your thinking, feeling, and choosing. If following up is the switch on your thinking, feeling, and choosing, switches on your keys on, we are not thinking, feeling, and choosing. Doesn't matter that I find that the part that we are not have not done enough research on that for the years. Myself researching, you got to focus on that because otherwise I can use my brain as an skill for everything which is today and that we live in. You can make the relationship work. And ideas you don't record that what's the day that's quite not that's not right. Those are effect. I can be raised in some household based on experience some child the same before some parents and twin. Everything it could be an identical the same experience. By 20 years old, I can still view the world in a different way than you. Different from birth. You're different from both. Top both call the differences the qualities of identical twins. Where you have like one is in old age, one get like when I still forming, I'm still getting along. And how, you know how you perceive things makes your body work for your kindness you. Your mind moves into your brain. Your brain builds that perception physically into your brain. So you're thinking, feeling, choosing one moment to moment of every day. And if you have a scenario, you are constantly seeing a negative of. So if I have now more than 3 days constantly thoughts in a certain way, I have built a very strong tree in my brain. A tree is a thought, our thoughts are real things. They look like trees. They occupy mental estate. They're made of proteins like chordia, 100% they are totally. Right now you are growing a speed of 400 billion. Actually, you're converting my words so listeners into trees in the brain. But now if you've got a habit, if you are done something for years, and you throw it away for years, because of experience, because of environment, so there's nature you born with this reflex design, we in nature, environment and other stuff you describe. That is the I factor. The two things went through the life, something but how they sing it. So each experience is now adding more and more layers to my it's just core. So here, probably here, perceiving. I may perceive the two things. When perceive relationship in this way, when perceive situation in this way, decision make was built in brain. And as you keep thinking in the same way, so you think, do you think about the most grows into the plastic? Then that's part I fully see that. You can change a person very easily to stand back, observe your own thinking because neuroscience now we decide this kind of physics all that you can stand back and observe your own thinking and you can show someone. Can you see that you being negative when you see that it is you can give to show people there's always a way for someone to see it, but not everyone will choose to do that. If one has done something for an individual for more than 63 days, they have wide a part into the brain like a pathway for a toxic state. That's why I view this as a real important to all readers. And those readers have been very established. It takes 7 days to build a long-term memory. It takes 2 3 days minimum to build a habit, and after 1 day that we've been told 63. I think after that you build to expert interval. So if I have for 6 years being guardian, expert warrior is mean who we now is who become. So I can become this hard work. I don't have to do a lot of mind work. I want to do mind management. I remember it. So this is the advertisement linked by the work. To use emotional signals like depression and anxiety, and I'm going to use that to find out what is the cause of why I'm so negative. Now even a parental memory can be reconceptualized. And this means I always remember so that you for example, when one sees the class half empty, I've just been under and just like these people just always going to see negative first. Maybe Business meeting, you just always see the negative. But the person can change it. They have very rarely become an expert in being negative. They can actually why that they can be getting to the point where it's a lot of work to go to the band. For it's which people don't want time this day and night. But you can change that and reverse the process. There's 5 steps. So the 5 step is to go for is gather. Gather. That's a big word for embrace knowledge. Embrace that you haven't gonna accept this issue. Then the second one is go to reflect. It's the reflecting the process is the most painful part is like searching good like my friends of the friends. And I said that again for the first the patient to heal them. So the go to the pain before they go to heal you. So that the form process is hard. I'm not lying, but it's good. And it takes time. It's going to take off 21 days. So the second process is deep reflection, where you're basically trying to check back to, I'm not actually back, but why am I doing this? You're studying your change, you're looking at your change, your patterns. So the first thing is that is to take, okay, this is, I'm different, this is emotional warning signal, or this for physical warning signals. So embracing the emotional, physical warning signals from the environments and from yourself. You're thinking, this, okay, so why am I so negative? Why am I always depressed? Why am I anxious? And as you go through the process of self-reflection, you get into the point where you're not, where you just find out, get to, is the day, every day is a little bit of to the point where you find, okay, well, maybe this is the end of the one day. This is, oh, I'm anxious because I'm actually trying to be a perfectionist. I'm trying to, I think in my environment, it's not quite working out, or maybe it's not because it's too more like you've been negative with. The third thing we got to critique process so that we got to do make the brain to start you put right. The third process, right, when you write, you clean out a lot of and when I say right, it's like literally turn on a page because you see my sequence and I feel of you do spend a minute and a half to 2 minutes doing it. This so you gather for a minute and a half. You reflect your minute and a half you write for a minute and a half, and then you would recheck. Now recheck is a process where you go back and look forward patterns to triggers your well, what does it mean? So if you think of it have become aware of something going on, I am reflecting why I'm still feeling and I'm starting to get to the growth. It's only minutes and a half you must move on. Bring that down and it's a bunch of jumbo that you write down. You check the jumbo and generate some level of order. Your new goal to get the level of audience. Okay, that's why little tiny task for today. And it's maybe as simple as when I feel this anxiety coming on, I'm gonna come back to my life. I'm gonna only watch tonight as it go up. Limits and have also a little bit of simulation data, which is the point. You must only get a bit of every day. Not everything every day that we can solve it all or more bit in a day. It's a little thing, change over time. We try to fix it quick. You get it there. It's a process you have to dig out of your continuous perspective reflection. If it's a detective process that you have to do you doing. They say now let's start seeing okay I'm worrying because this one negative. I'm still getting a glimpse of. Or maybe it could be maybe. So what I can do today, a little actively rich. Active rich. Another word is then if I see that even less like a worrying thing, I just never go back and worrying. I just that is the blanks I'm stuck. So I say okay, then when I'm worrying, all I have to do work out today. Day one, I've got just worked out that that's why I never stop worrying. So cool. What's my active reach? I as worry as that hit me in the face. Honestly, okay, this is gory. I can't do it now. I'm gonna do it tonight. So now it's 6 o'clock in the morning. That it was 6 o'clock tonight. As you go through the day, it is that, but also what happens, you send energy away from your body. Every thought you build is a real, living thing. It has energy, it's foreign energy. So if I text this body toxic and I say, okay, keep what you in the box and work related with you, you expect nothing about it. Next time it's go out tonight, come 12 later, that thing lost energy. Back in the 80s, I will change. The brain couldn't change. I can change that there were people that had traumatic brain injury, like major, have been off by neurosurgeons and neurosurgeons, and to direct an intentional building of the brain, learning, growing the brain, studying daily, going back to university and a physics school, getting high grades, and abilities kind of have been one of the available. I think that happened quite often. Just mean there's many scientists who have since shown that when you use your mind, your brain will change. When you use your mind, your brain will change. All right. So this is the end of this timely speaking for today. I feel really good right now. I just finished, uh, two of them for today. I feel pretty good. I believe so. So now, wait a second. So it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3. So the blue. So I have that blue, the freaking blue. So freaking blue. So 1, 2, 3. So we 1, 2, 3 to delete it. Alright, so let's turn off this one. Alright, bye guys. See you again in the French speaking stuff.